These are all words that, you know, you'd want to describe yourself with. Gifted and talented and humble are all in here. What's up, guys? So welcome back to a fresh full face Friday. Today we're going to be talking all things rare beauty, and today I'm not going to accidentally bury the lead. The main thing here is to share the new lip products. I've got all the lip liners and all the lipsticks. I did get all this stuff in PR. I'm gonna swatch them for you on my hand and then apply one of them, and then I will do a separate actual application video. Anyway, I have a lot of stuff from Rare Beauty, but I don't have everything that I have always had. This was something that was really hard for people to process in my Kosas full face video because I had decluttered some things from Kosas because they had either not worked out for me or they had expired in my collection and I hadn't picked them up again because they'd been like discontinued or something. And for that, for all of the kind of sticklers for the full face concept, I apologize to you. Full face Friday is a casual thing to me, just as life is kind of a casual thing to me. But I have a ton of stuff from the Rare Beauty line, and that's what we're gonna be going through today, and I will give you guys my thoughts along the way. So let's go ahead and jump in. Oh, there was a COVID exposure at my son's daycare, so my son's getting sent home right now. Love this world that we live in right now. All right, we will be starting today with, actually, I'm gonna put some sunscreen on. I'm gonna start with the Thrive sunscreen. I don't know if you can tell, but my skin's a little stressed out right now. I've been doing a lot of bronzing swatches and things like that for, oh, I don't know, another video I've been working on for a while. So that is the Thrive Sunproof 3-in-1 Invisible Priming Sunscreen, and it is all of those things. It is invisible. It is an awesome primer, and it is a great sunscreen. So if you can wear chemical sunscreens, I like that one much less. Okay, speaking of sunscreens, this also has some SPF in it. This is the Rare Beauty Positive Light Tinted Moisturizer Broad Spectrum SPF 20 sunscreen, and it has homosalate titanium dioxide and zinc oxide in it. So it is a chemical and a physical sunscreen combo, and I love it. I have this in the shade 14W. This is one of my favorite skin tones. It's just so straightforward and pretty. It has the right amount of coverage for my preference. It's a great shade match, and it's buildable. So it's just, it makes me feel really, really pretty in very, very little effort. I feel like that's something that you can't really like fully articulate on camera. It's just, it was easy. It just does nice things with very, very minimal effort. And like, you could argue maybe that I could wear that by itself. Like, it's that natural of a coverage level that it just kind of looks like skin, and I don't really feel like I need to put on a ton more makeup. I want to say this is the first full face I've done of Rare Beauty. I could be wrong, I put out a lot of videos, but since this one came out, I've been doing them with the foundation prior to this. I like this. It's just more my speed, much more than the foundation. But Rare Beauty, if you're unfamiliar, is Selena Gomez's line. She came out guns blazing with a ton of shades and just a whole positive outlook. You know, all the titles are these really lovely puns about self-love. So, oh my God, I had a primer. Well, I couldn't have used this anyway. This is a blurring primer. I like it very much, but I was using the SPF for the sake of being an SPF, and putting another blurring product on top would have just thrown off the whole chemistry of the game. But this is the pore diffusing primer, and it's lovely for pore diffusing purposes. I don't happen to really need things to diffuse my pores, but it's nice. Okay. This necklace keeps going and like wiggling its way into my shirt. There is not a different concealer. This is just the original concealer, and I have it in the shade 130. I don't pull this very often, but I don't really know why. I mean, other than that's wildly light. That has a smell. I wonder if I've held on to this too long. It kind of smells like alcohol now. Like maybe she's fermenting. That's a me problem. This gets questioned a lot. Questioned? I get questions about this a lot. This is the Rare Beauty foundation brush. I love this thing and I use it all the time. People are always like, wait, what was that? That's what it is. There's also a concealer brush. I don't know what I've done with mine. but it's also really lovely. While that's light, it looks really nice. It blends really easily, and it's hard sometimes to disentangle the performance of a concealer and the performance of a foundation and like which one you like or don't like, because you almost never apply concealer by itself, but applying it with her foundation is definitely different than applying it with this skin tint. It's really, really agreeable on the skin tint and less, I feel like, mattifying looking. Serves me right. I put my phone on silent because I was filming and I didn't want it like buzzing. And then my husband's like, did you get the notification? I'm like, well, no. And he's like, there's been a COVID exposure at Simon's daycare and they're sending him home. And I was like, it wasn't him, was it? He's like, no, they would have told us that, but like he can't go back until Tuesday and today's Thursday. Highly inconvenient COVID. Hashtag rude. Hashtag it's 2022 COVID. Buzz off. Cute. I like that. Okay, so next we're going to use one of my absolute favorite products that Rare Beauty has put out. Oh, the Warm Wishes Effortless Bronzer Stick. Mine rattles around because she's definitely seen better days. And my child got in there and he slammed the cap in, and it's fine. I don't care. This is one of the only bronzers that I feel comfortable doing this with. Most of the time I'm like, don't swipe it right on the face because buffing is going to pick everything back up and blah, 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 or like you might like lay down too much product. I don't feel that way with this one. It's so easy. It's truly effortless. And I've said this once, I'll say it again, especially, you know, if this is my first video you're watching. She did those little blushes in the compacts, the cream blushes. They were kind of like a melting cheek oil sort of thing. And they were too silicone-y and they picked themselves back up. This one, she nailed it. Look at that blend. It's because it does have kind of the right balance of something silicone-y to it, but also it really feels like a powder on the skin. Oh my goodness, it's just so freaking easy. It's just so freaking easy, guys, and it's a great color. So that's the shade Power Boost. I don't know if I said that. Effortless. Sorry, I'm running on fumes now. I'm like really, I was really on a high of productivity, and man, nothing threatens a high of productivity quite like having a child. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. Did you say you were feeling productive and in a flow state? Hold my bottle. Love that. And this is all so quick, right? It all goes together really, really easily. Then we have her blushes, like the liquid blushes, not the little touchy blushes. This one is in Hope. It came out with like a second round of blush shades after the initial one, and I like these better. They're more nuanced, but they all kind of do the same thing for different skin tones. And so while I ended up with all three, I gave at least one to Ingrid that was deeper than what I needed. And I want to say Hope is like the fairest of those three, and they're still extremely like pigmented on the skin. And so I think I'm gonna wise up here and put it on the back of my hand. Now, in my brief foray into beauty TikTok, I have seen that this is like technically a viral blush that people say that they bought because of TikTok kind of thing. So I don't know. Apparently no one else finds it to be like threateningly pigmented, but man, I remember that first review that I did, I was like, oh my gosh. And then I watched Raw Beauty Christy put it on and go, oh my gosh. And they came out with some that were supposedly like matte and some that were dewy. And I think these are all technically the dewy formula. And I think that that has something to do with the amount of pigment that's in them and things like that. And so, you know, some of them are better for certain like, you know, skin depths and skin tones than others, just like a lot of things. But that is Hope, and that is just quite lovely. Once you really get your head around the way that they're supposed to work, you know, that you really don't need very much at all, then they work really beautifully. Next, I am going to use some of her powder, which I like very, very much. It is the setting powder in light. I think this huge thing is like $22. Very well priced for a prestige product at Sephora. And say what you will, some people find it very offensive that brightening powders for light skin tones always are pink, but this works great for me, and it is quite pink. And there have been a couple of brushes that came out with this, I want to say. I think I see them. All of her brushes are really great, except this one that I think got pulled before I was even able to post my review, because that many people were like, what happened? And it is this one. So it's really, really spiky. It came out, I think, with one of her blush releases, and it's like almost agitatingly spiky on the skin. And so that's, I think, why it's not available anymore. Maybe they've like re-released an improved version, but this is what I was looking for. It's a lot bigger than the one that I would typically use for like my under eyes and stuff, but I'm gonna use it because I have it. And it came out with the powder. I've been watching the second season of Only Murders in the Building, and you know, Selena Gomez is fabulous as ever, and she gets to make out with Cara Delevingne, which, not bad at all. You know, we have this like category in like some of my, like a lot of my friendships, honestly, of people, celebrities, who transcend gender and sexual preference. It's like that person is hot, okay? Doesn't matter what your sexual preference is, doesn't matter what their gender is, what they self-identify as, they're just hot. Cara Delevingne is one of those people. Evan Mock is one of those people. Like, we just have those people, right? So this has this beautiful luminosity to it. Okay, I can't get too close because like it starts to blow out, but it's so lovely and blurring and brightening, and I just really, really dig it. It's a great powder, and it's a fascinating little dispenser. So what shall we use on my eyes? What shall we use on my eyes? I have a little Kaleidos palette that they sent me. Look at these colors. Look at them. So let me zoom through this. No! End your life. Stop it! Out! God. Worst dog ever! Go in there and bark at the cat for existing? Like, screw you, man. So if you hear that, that's why. I'm gonna actually turn this light down. Okay, so something that I do have from Rare Beauty is a mascara, and it hasn't really gotten a lot of airtime on my channel. Here she is. This is the black mascara. That's what it says. It just says black mascara. I'm sure it has like a really, really cool creative name. Can you not? It's a big fat wand like this, and I truly don't even remember how I feel about it. I'm so stuck in my ways with tubing mascaras, so this is not a tubing mascara, and therefore I've not reached for it as much. Plus, this is so dumb and so snobby, but I've gotten used to a weighted cap with the Thrive mascara. And so using something like this feels like it's going to fly out of my hand all the time. And there's something very environmentally positive to be said for things that don't have like unnecessary weights added to them and stuff. So it is a good thing. What a pretty mascara. That's just like one coat. And I didn't curl my lashes or anything. It's just big and fluffy. But nonetheless, I'm used to the Thrive mascara and I'm used to the weighted cap, and this feels very odd. So there's one coat. I had to change my battery, which gave them a chance to dry a little bit, so let's go in with a second coat. Oh, by the way, that is the Kaleidos, I want to say, cold brew quad. Excuse me, what are we chewing on? What are we chewing on? What are we chewing on? Give it to me now. Now. Okay, it's just a lid, but stop that. Yeah, so it kind of has a similar undertone to the shimmer as that Isamaya one that has that kind of like periwinkle thing to it. I'm going to tie this dog to something. What are you chewing on? He found the exact same thing that I just threw away and got it back because he's a child. Pardon me. Okay. Now he's just gonna sit outside my door and whine. It is what it is. All right, I'm gonna throw in a little bit of brow mousse. I don't think she has a, does she have, yes. Her brow pencil, I wanna say, has a brow mousse in the other end of it. I didn't like it because the brow pencil was really big, and I'm very, again, just kind of like persnickety about that. I just like a really fine pencil, and actually, as I've been wanting to sort of like build my brows up more, I've been getting into the one that I used today, the M Cosmetics one, because it draws such believable lines. It's so fine. Even though it's like dash shaped, it's still like stiffer and a little bit tinier than anything else that I have. Brows! I might go in with my Isamaya. What? God! I don't want to turn my phone off. We have COVID. Everybody has COVID. Now I'm gonna swatch some lip liners and some lipsticks, so. All right. You know what? I am that idiot who, after years of doing this, swatched all of these without keeping track of the order and then had to figure out what order I put them in. So I stopped wasting camera space and I finally did it on my own time. My dog is somewhere chewing something. You know what I mean? I can't be responsible for everyone's life all the time. So I have this brilliant system where I have all the lipsticks turned so their little butts are in the air, and I'm going to read these off to you in an order that makes sense only to me. So here we begin with Worthy. Again, these are all words that, you know, you'd want to describe yourself with. Gifted and talented and humble are all in here. So there's Worthy. Here is talented. Here is creative. Nice kind of yellowy beige. Lively, which is like a good pink, right? Then we go to humble. Humble. Yep, that's the lip liner and the lipstick. Fun, wise, gifted, strong, and bold. Yep. And I will also link Nicole Panise's video from Instagram down below, because probably better than all that dumb effort that I just put in. So actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick one, and then I'm also gonna put it on my cheeks. I forgot to mention they do have a smell. It is a little bit floral. It's not my favorite, but it doesn't really bother me. So I think my choice is Worthy, because Worthy is like the coolest toned one. And also, I want to say that, like, regardless, none of these particularly leans like cool beige enough for me. You know, it's like if I were to swatch that against, oh, I don't know, Lorna Doone from Gucci. Now this is definitely a more avant-garde shade. You know, it's not supposed to be something that's necessarily naturally occurring in the skin, but like absolutely could not be more obvious the difference between those two. Lorna Doone is just so pale, and this is just going to be a lot more pigmented. And they are like a soft matte formula, I wanna say. Yeah, it's a matte lipstick. So I'm gonna start with the Worthy lip liner first. They come in a retractable pencil that looks like a wooden pencil. Cute. Much creamier, smoother than those Kosas ones. But you see how even though that's like the coolest toned one in the light family, it still goes, you know, just a rosy pink on me because these are just not that avant-garde of shades. She likes pink, you know? She likes things that are pink. As matte formulas go, it's really comfortable. It's very lightweight. It's not as lightweight as her kind of funky whipped formula that she first came out with that was like the lip mousse. That one I almost felt like it was too hard to keep track of. This at least has enough presence. Like I want to feel it a little bit on my lips so that I know if it's crawling away. Making me look like a fool while my back is turned. What did I just do with the lid? These are the mysteries. Okay, here we go. So the component's pretty cool. You know, it's a nice, heavy kind of feeling lipstick. And it just does one of those. Beep boop. Like that. Okay, so typical of me, in order to really bring a look together, like I said, I'm going to put this on my cheeks. And again, this is Worthy. It's just a really, really nice kind of like, you know, neutral pinky nude for fair skin. I like how it behaves as a blush. I like how it behaves as a matte lip. I like the amount of pigment that's in it. It's got some wear time to it. The lip liners have even more wear time to them. But, you know, is a bold lip, which this isn't that bold, but you know what I mean? A solid colored lip, always my thing. No. I'm gonna put a little of that in my eye look too. Oh, look who wants to enter the chat. My regrowth. It's one of those videos that just like doesn't want to be filmed for some reason. Like everything keeps getting interrupted, but nonetheless, that is the vibe. I'm going to put a lip gloss on top though, because that is the human being that I am. And I'm going to use Pat McGrath Love Potion because it makes everything better all the time. And because Victoria Beckham bikini's in my purse. Wow. Little bit of clear brow gel. Ooh, maybe we do the Isomeo one? Why not? Managed to cough this little comb back up, so that's cool. That's a vibe. That was easy. And what this really needs is some contour. I'm not even really sure that it needed that lip gloss actually. Maybe just a blotted version of the lipstick is enough. Yeah, pulling the look together. Wow! So that's the Rare Beauty vibe today. My overall takeaway on the brand is that it's same as always. I love what she does, and even if it isn't a certain product that like blows my mind and is my favorite version of that product, a lot of her stuff really is. The bronzer is an absolute standout. The foundation, the new one, love this so much. It's so pretty. And the performance of her products, it's there. And the shade ranges are there. I like what she does. I pay attention to her brand for that reason. And yeah, I mean, you saw how easily it came together. There was almost not that much to say about it because I was like, this is great makeup. This goes on really nicely. The only thing that has maybe a learning curve is like the blush because it's a little bit pigmented, things like that. And to recap on the things that I don't have but have had, the brow pencil didn't knock my socks off. The little compact with the powder for the brows is great. I just don't powder my brows. It's just not a product that I typically use in my routine. I haven't tried her eyeshadow palettes, but I really want to. The little melting blushes I would steer clear of. I would go for her regular blushes instead. And I love her bronzer. Did I mention I love her bronzer? I love her bronzer. So that is Full Face Friday of Rare Beauty today. I hope it was a full enough face for you guys. And if you enjoyed this, do give it a thumbs up. If you want to keep hanging out with me on this channel, hit the button down below and subscribe. I would love it if you guys did. Thank you so much for watching and for hanging out with me today. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!